So no one's going to tell you this, but here's the truth. You're not going to get all your goals if they're real goals. Because if you're setting real goals, some of them ought to be big enough that they stretch you so far that sometimes you don't hit them. That's how you know you've set real goals. You're not always going to get them. You're going to hit some of your intermediate and your easier ones to get, but you ought to have a couple goals that every once in a while you miss. That's how you know you're stretching. But what you will always get is your standards. I talk about this in my book, #1 book in the world, The Power of One More. You're always going to get your standards. Why not be intentional about your standards today? Just like today, I'm going to do the best I'm not saying the best you've ever done, because it may not be requisite of you to do that today. You may not be capable of that today. But what you are capable of is the best you can do now. May not be your best all time, but the best you can do now. Today, be intentional, be obsessed with your standard of the best you could do, the best conversation you could have with your son, the most incredible, best conversation you have with your daughter, best meeting. You walk into me, this is gonna be the best I've got in this meeting. This workout, this is gonna be the best workout. This email, this text can be the best I've got right now. This emotion I'm gonna feel is the best I can feel right now. Give yourself the gift today of intentional standards of your current, right now in the present moment best, and you'll get it.
All right. Oh, sorry. Pause. There we go. So I thought that was relevant to what we're doing. One, because, a lot of us, we set these really, really big goals. And, we hit them, we don't hit them. And to be quite honest with all of you, like he mentioned, you're not setting big goals if you're not hitting them, and it's okay not to hit them because you're stretching yourself. You're going to hit those immediate ones and intermediate ones and those short ones. So I thought that was very valuable. So welcome to Dzyne A Daimond, episode 7. This is going to be very personal. I'm looking for my diamond. I'm really excited to get you all with your attention here live and pre-recorded. Thank you for attending. Thank you for watching. Now, we've talked about this in multiple episodes, discovering your superpower. We've talked about, being passionate and being direct with designing your client and what's the market need and how you can provide that need. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper today. I'm going to get really personal tonight, and we're going to make this really, very fun, very short, but very impactful. So let's get into it. All I ask you guys is to play full out in this next 20 minutes, 30 minutes with me. Please write these down, or please stop the video or stop to take a second. We're going to have a few pauses between each question. And I want you guys to, play full out with me, write these things down. And, starting out with this first one. You guys probably have heard me in a couple episodes redundantly, repetitively, talk about the superpower. Now let's dive into it. And I'm going to use examples. I'm really peeling back the layers, as you would say, in an onion, or shelling back the layer cakes. And this is going to be so amazing and powerful because you can do it in every single walk of life, regardless of what we're doing in our concept of network marketing or next level marketing of marketing in general, whether you're in a business, whether you're working with anything. This is going to be very powerful and very essential to you. I spent thousands of hours, obviously, over the years, and a nice pretty penny to gain this information. And so I utilize it, and I look back in the books. I replay these videos, audios that I have access to. So trust me when I say this is not mine. This is coming from coaches and mentors and millionaires that have been using this for a very long time, and a combined 60 years of using these tools and these questions. So first thing, I want you guys to list three things, and I want you to have something in mind, right? A trend, your business, your kids, your family, your religion, something you're working on, but we're talking business tonight. So 3 things that stand you out from the competition, that make you stand out from the competition. Great example for me, and I'll explain them. 3 examples that I would share in the concept of network marketing. 1, I care. You can tell. I put countless amounts of hours. Some of you have talked with me on the phone for hours. Some of you guys know I'll drive very far. I've caught in boats to other islands. I've flown to other, states. I'll go sick. I'll have gum and tongue gashes, and I'll still talk and present. And I really immediately, intentionally, with all my heart, mean that. And that's where you know, I know it sounds so simple, like, oh, everybody cares. But when it comes to this, I truly care. That's one thing that I think does separate from the pack. So think about some things as I'm listening, three things that you do well that stand out from the competition or other people in this industries, if you're thinking of trends or in this concept of network marketing. Number two, I'm high energy, I'm passionate. Um, Following into the third one with relentless commitment, meaning well, I don't set like, you know, I mean, I've been with Nani for years. I've done network marketing for years. I don't do many things, and you guys are going to hear a little bit later, a little bit more in deep about my story. But high energy and relentless commitment, I think, you know, a lot of people can be so uptight, professional, or be slick. I mixed it and blended with authenticity. I'm me. I'm a lot of you have known me for a long time. Things have changed. I've grown, but I've kind of been a goofy old me, you know, and that energy that I bring is a unique energy. I feel so. It's a unique energy, and then relentless commitment. I know that can be matched to well and be compared, but it's different. What I mean by relentless is, as they would say sometimes you know, they would outwork someone. I always put to my pencil to my pad or my pen to my pad and kind of like draw in concrete, not even in sand, that I will outcommit somebody. You know, 9 years, 10 years, 6 months, 3 months. Yes, that's blended with work. Yes, that's blended with practice and all that. But think nowadays, more than ever, it's so easy. You could go to Vegas, get married on a dime with Elvis as your pastor, and people, you know, fall in love. Oh, and then 3 months later, they're not together. They're like, wow, you know. So, and I know I not that's not everybody. So that's not you all that are listening to this, but it's out there. So I feel like those are three. So what are your three? Pause now. Take the time out as we dive into the now. I want you guys to really think about this. If you need more time, you can come back to this. But that's the first set of questions on helping you discover your superpower. Next one. What are three skills you've developed that allowed you to be successful in what you do? Let me repeat that. What are three skills you have developed that has allowed you to be successful in what you have done or do or accomplish? My examples in network marketing specifically, in this industry, philosophy, however you see it, relationship and people skills. I know that's blended. That can be too. To me, they go hand in hand, and you guys will see this. Obviously, you guys maybe have felt it personally, but if you have never really met me or you know you're starting to know me, you know. But relationship and people skills, obviously, in any type of business, it matters. But specifically in what we've been doing, that's one of them. Communication. I'm not perfect. I am not the greatest communicator in the world, but I'm willing to improve, get better, learn how to lower that ego and learn how to communicate with different personalities, different characters, different moments, different situations. I think that's important. So communication for me is key. Um, and the last skill, I think this is kind of blending in with that relentless commitment, as you would say, what stands you out, right? That I blend them as a skill. Until attitude. What does that mean? Decision making. And you know, obviously, there's one more added: problem solving. If you guys consider communication, relationship all one, I agree. Problem solving is I'm willing to dive in and solve a problem or fulfill a need at the highest energy possible. So decision making, but that's just an example to give your gears going. What have you like? Think of a time you've accomplished something. What are the three skills you've developed that allowed you to be successful in what you do? Could be computer literacy, could be organization, it could be another good example. And this was the example that was used in this session that when I was in this session is um, the very successful person had a wife that did hair salon, and she had she had two interns, and this lady made over $500,000 a year as a barber. That's not typical. So they would ask, oh, holy moly, what is she doing that stands out? What are the skills she's doing? She knew how to organize a group of interns and know how to delegate certain things so they're not overwhelmed. They do one thing really well. So she was really good at putting people in position, and she was very organized and operational. So one of the skills she could share with people is I knew how to put people in position and not be overwhelmed and stressed in a high volume of clientele. Obviously, specifically that niche of hair salon or hairstylist, she could do that. That was one of her skills. So think about something that you do well, and obviously there's a root to that, but think about that and write those down. So take a quick second. And now I'm going to read off this second one. This one's good. This is really good. Most of us entrepreneurs are going 24/7. Like we had just spoke before we pressed the record button. We're busy. We don't realize all the unique abilities we have learned through our own trial and errors, mistakes, and our own accomplishments. Okay. So what are two things you do in your business that makes you the most happiest, that gives you the most fulfillment while simultaneously brings you the most money? Let me say that one more time. What are two things you do in your business that makes you the most happiest, brings you the most joy, gives you the most fulfillment, at the same time brings you the most money or gets you the most result or outcome, reward, right? Some of us are doing this for internal reasons. Some of us have yet to reach the financial, all of us, right? We all want personal goals, internal goals, and personal development growth goals and financial goals. But what are two things that you do in your business that makes you the most happy? And I want to input something that you'll never outsource. And something you do that you do. It's you got to do it because you're the best at it. Example here, inspired to help people take action and create impact. I have a following up at the end of this to make this more clear, and creating return on their investment in others. And I love to lead by example, meaning if and I'll use just my past experience, if it was learning a skill to help lower someone's phone bill or learning everything I needed to know about the telecom industry, about phones, I made sure to do it. If it was learning how to communicate, I would make sure I spend countless hours, right? What you do in private to get rewarded in public, but I really did it in private so I didn't look like a fool, or I didn't have this doubt or insufficiency inside of myself when I go out there to communicate someone, that I was well equipped and well prepared. So I love to lead by example. Great example, when we got into the metaverse industry and technology, I was willing to flip that device and that, look into what we were specifically handling and learn with the people and get my hands in there and learn everything I possibly could at my potential that allowed me to. So what are two, and I enjoyed that, because when I see someone walk away with a cheaper cell phone bill, or when I saw someone, get their first paycheck in this industry, or a big paycheck after multiple small ones, and they finally see the work that the outcome or produce, or have a family be happy about a product or a service that they're benefiting from. I enjoy that. So that's an example. I want you guys to think two things. And this is for you now. I really personally, if we were one-on-one, this would be more in tune, more in touch, and I'd be asking you, and I'd be asking you questions. But because we're obviously, I'm conscientious of your time. I want to make sure that you guys write that down. Please reach out to me privately so we can do this one-on-one if you desire more explanation and unraveling of this. But I'm sure you guys will see where this will lead. And then last, what is your transformational story in your hero's journey? We're going to leave that one for the end. But think right now, as many of you heard, a lot of the presentations in industries or in this philosophy, you always hear a story because it's so relatable and it's so true. But what is your specific story? And if you're brand new to this, you use others. You're smart. Please do. That's a wise thing to do, because you just opened up a blank book. You're writing your first couple pages. So, but if you have a storybook written, and we will jump into another segment later on in the future courses to help you develop that. But in the moment, I want you guys to start writing your transformational story as we go through this. So how do you scale and sustain your business? I've said this many times through these courses, many, many times. You guys should know the answer. Let's say it together. You add value. Add value. Simple. Philosophy, right? The way you go about it, the mindset determines the quality, and the skills will determine how you execute. So, two things you need to know when you're adding value or you're trying to get customers, prospects, and clients. Two things: innovation and marketing. Innovation, always people think, oh, it's technology. It's the newest thing. No, it's not. And marketing, right? There's so many different ways to explain that, but really innovation is simple terms, is to find a better way to meet your customer needs, client needs, prospect needs, team needs, family needs, sisters needs, kids needs. Innovation, great example, right? Relationships. How many of you been in a relationship, man or woman? Y'all were innovative in the beginning. Y'all put on that nice suit. You didn't look all scruffy like me. You got shaved up. You made nice. You were innovative. You went and rented out that nice car for the day, right? You went to Macy's. You got the $300-400 spray to make sure you innovated your way to make sure that you market. You got their attention, her or him, attention, right, to get to do business with you. Not literally, right? You know what I mean? Use dirty minds, not like that, but innovative. Then somewhere along the line, man or woman, 10 years, I'm used to that. I don't need to be innovative. I don't need to write that poem. I don't need to take them to that special location. I don't need to bring flowers. Well, now we're bringing it back into a business sense. If you've been doing this for years, or if you've been doing whatever you've been doing for years, are you being innovative? Times have changed. COVID's hit. People need, this is the truth. If you, like Jim Rohn always says, if you add more value to the marketplace, and I know this is so redundant, but I'm going to hone it in, so make it simple. Hopefully we're communicating this well. Can someone make 2 times, 5 times in the marketplace, even though they're in the same position, job, industry? The answer is yes, right? You've heard that on a prior episode recording with the Jim Rohn video that we played. But where do they get complacent or fall behind is when they're not innovative. They're not changing with times. You guys have all heard the blockbuster Netflix thing, right? Or the hotels and condos getting crushed by Airbnb now, or even taxis. I could press of a button, Uber, Dine and Dash, right? Lyft. They're crushing the market. They were innovative. They brought a simple way to the market to find a better way to meet your customers' needs. Now, you can copy and paste everything that you see that's working to be innovative, but this is where the creativity and the innovation has to be continuous. And then the marketing, simply put, is getting people to want to do business with you. Simple, right? Marketing, however you do your marketing, relationship marketing, email marketing, using social media, you're touching the heart before you're asking for the hand. You're really giving them value. You're over-delivering value. You really know your stuff. Getting people to want to do business with you. Simple terms, innovation and marketing. And when we're specifically talking about our businesses, what are our trends? Are you being innovative with the travel, with the wellness? Are you being innovative? Because there's thousands of people that do Forex. What separates you? Now, you see how this is piecing together, right? Those skill sets. What is your superpower? What do you have that other people aren't, they can't find with this trend or in this industry? And how are you getting people to want to do business with you? Key, adding value, very, very circulative. Now, the marketing side, right? Let's go into this. Either you're attracting the people you want and you're repelling the people you don't want. That's simply it. That's simply put. And really to kind of go hone in is there's a specific niche or a target you're looking for. Let's just use fishing as an example, right? If I was trying to catch salmon, I wouldn't go in the Pacific Ocean. If I wanted a crab, I wouldn't go up in the mountains, right? What are you trying to find? What are your target markets? And this is the key right here, reverse engineering that first portion we covered, the skills you're good at, the things that separate you from the competition. When you reverse engineer that, you're going to find who you're looking for and who you can provide the most value for. Hands down. Does that make sense? Like if you know what you've been through, what you've mastered, what you're good at, you're going to save so much people time because you've been through it. You've gained that experience. You know how to help. Great example. When I was in the telecom industry, people hated an expensive phone bill. Done it over and over again. The first couple of weeks, I couldn't help you. I needed to practice. But over time, when people were coming to me with $500-600 phone bills, and I gave them a referral bill of $5, or I was helping them lower their bill 50-60%, hey, because I knew what to do. I could be personable. I could communicate with them. Hey, this is what you need. This is what I need. I was being personable. I cared because not everybody could come over, right? So I was using my skills and unique abilities because there's Verizon, there's T-Mobile, there's Cricket. Why there was a whole bunch. Boost. Why would they want to do business with me? Because I care. Because I'm willing to have the energy to literally, true story. I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys lived on Maui or if you guys haven't, we had a really bad hurricane. Cheeseburger Paradise got it. Kia was blown out. It was 10 o'clock in the evening. Okay. Me and Nani left the kids in a hurricane to go drive to someone's house to help hook up a phone service. Would Verizon do that? I don't think so. Is T-Mobile saying we got the best rates with their pink old T? Marlon showed up. Nani showed up with our kids at home in the middle of the hurricane. So I'm saying reverse engineering your super abilities and what you can connect to the people with what you can offer. Reverse engineer that. We'll get, and that's going to be your target market, and we'll get into that. Fast forward 3, 6, 9 months. What can you see by practicing and developing what your target market could be provided with? And immerse yourself in getting those hours and skills and practice with your superpower abilities, your unique skills that you can do with what you want to zero in on the trend, on the lifestyle, on the financial gains. You know, we have a very vast ocean by design and just in general in business. Immerse yourself to gain those skills, practice those skills so you can be very, very prepared when the time comes. And how do you continue to improve? That's the innovation part, right? The one who knows everything knows nothing, right? So how do you continue to improve? What are you doing to not be complacent and content with your skills? Just because you've been celebrated or just because you've done it so long, those are the worst positions to be in because you think you know it all or you think you got it till you meet someone better or you see another level or you see a new problem that you have to solve and there's bigger problems and you got to find bigger solutions. So there's always room for improvement. I know everybody watching that understands that part. Again, going to fishing, right? If you try to catch a big fish or a mahi-mahi, probably not going to find a mahi-mahi in Alaska. Or if I want a salmon, you know, I need to go to Alaska. So when you talking about you want to attract those you want and repel that you don't, I get it. Network marketing philosophy is for everyone. But when you look at your special skills, your unique, I mean, let's just be real honest and blunt right here. There's people you just don't like in this planet. There's people you don't like. Do you want to work with them? Do you want them as your customer, client, or prospect? Probably not. Now, I know you have good, kind heart intentions and you want to be for everyone. But it's going to be more of a headache and it's going to be a more stress on you. And one thing too, unegotistically, bringing yourself down. You have a need to fulfill certain people, not everyone. Great example. If I wanted to go, let's say, race car driving, and would I ask the dirt bike instructor how to teach me how to drive the 6-speed race car? Probably not. Or the Lamborghini? Probably not. You know, same thing going back to the hair salon. If I wanted to learn how to cut hair, I go to her, but why would I go to her? For medical reasons. And I know that sounds so simple, but when you have vast industries and all these trends, it can get lost in space on who you're looking for, on what you're trying to provide. And that's when we'll cover it a little bit, being resourceful and bringing them to the right people. Now, I know I've said this in the past, and this is so true. You want to fall in love with your product? Yes, you do. But when you do, you limit yourself. Even deeper. Now, I still want to promote and push that. You got to be a customer yourself. 100%. You got to understand it. But even deeper in that, because I know we've touched on this multiple times, you need to fall in love with your ideal client, prospect, and customer, not just the service and product. Because when you have a client, when you have a loyalty, when you have people, when you have a team, you have a community, they're there forever. That's how you build sustainability. You get a customer, great example. I'd sit on tables and share somebody a Pico device or get them on the phone service. And I wouldn't elaborate much. I just give them my contact information or as a referral to referral to referral. And I made this mistake multiple times. I get them hooked up. I get them signed up. I tell them their product. But I didn't really did what my superpower entailed. I just did it. It was more like a transaction. So transactions get refunded. Transactions are one time. But when you have an ideal client, a prospect, a community, an ohana, you fall in love with them and you go further and beyond and you get sustainability. You now have No matter if the economy is crashing, no matter if things are going crazy, they know that you've got a solid brand, you got something, a need, a value can provide regardless, and they're going to continue to buy no matter what, or they're going to continue to keep coming to you because you provide value to another level that separates from everybody else in the marketplace or in the industry you're offering. In specific, what trend are you passionate about? We've talked about it. Get passionate about something. What value will you immerse yourself in, direct them to based on key emphasized right here, their need? 100% their need. How can you fulfill their need? Create an irresistible offer. This one, I got a story for you. This is the story that they used. It was actually Tony Robbins who used this story. I love this story. It's actually pretty cool. What is the biggest obstacle you face with your customer or prospect? Here's a story. I don't know who this particularly is, but I've heard of Zappos. Some of you ladies have heard of Zappos. Tony Hsieh was the owner of Zappos, and when it wasn't doing so well, um, literally on the brink of bankruptcy, he was like, okay, I need to change something up. Zappos was a shoe company, women's shoe company, technically. And what they would do is they would, they have shoes online. Well, what was his biggest obstacle? Well, one, trying it on, and two, shipping, right? Women was like, I need to try it on. Now, guys on the call, you're like, who cares? But there is, and ladies, you can, some ladies, not all, but you can tell me passionately that there's a connection. You can tell with a women's shoe, how it looks, how it feels, especially if you have a special occasion, there's a special connection. So he was on the right trend. He had the right concept, but that was a big obstacle. They kind of try it on, So what did he do? He went to the lenders and the investors. I say, look, we're in bankruptcy. Let's make an irresistible offer. I got an idea because we're going down here. We're crashing. We're going, flames up. We're going through the door raging. Why don't we not charge for shipping, and they can buy all the shoes they want, every single shoe they want, and if they don't like it, we'll pay for the shipping coming back. No shipping there, no shipping back if it doesn't work out. They're like, are you crazy? You know how much that's going to cost? He said, hey, we're bankruptcy anyways. Let's just do it. Let's just give it a shot. Guess what? They never looked back. He ended up selling that company, Zappos, $1.2 billion to Amazon. Never looked back. Tried it out. Why? Because it was an irresistible offer. They overcame the need. Netflix, right? Blockbuster. How many? They made more money on the fees because nobody would go back to the store to return it. Netflix is, hey, just come and go. How many movies you want? Bang, 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 no cost. Why am I bringing this up? Why did I say? What is the irresistible offer you're going to offer with the trends? SMA. Like I said, I ran through that. I said, anytime you need anything, you call me up. I'll figure it out. I'll be solution oriented with your phone service. I got you. And I only had to do that with a handful of customers. And I only had to teach a handful of people how to do that with a handful of customers. I didn't have to do that for 1,000 people. You're crazy. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to withstand that. But that was my irresistible offer. And that's where we're going with, whether that's SMA, whether that's travel, whether that's wellness, whether that's building a team, whether that's personal development, whether that's you fill in the blank. What is the irresistible offer? What is the customer's biggest obstacle for you to overcome? I hope that was valuable there. Now, if you had, I love this. This is a quote from Abraham Lincoln. If you had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes on asking the right question. Now, I just want to cover this. A lot of you, especially getting into a trend or feeling out certain things, you're going to have imposter syndrome. You're going to have limiting beliefs. Oh, I can't do that because I've never done it. Look, nobody has been successful in network marketing prior to network marketing unless they have, but prior to that, they weren't. Does that make sense? No one was an author before they were an author. Nobody was a doctor before they were a doctor. That limiting beliefs, and I'm not trying to get all hoorah, rah, rah, and you have affirmations, you tell yourself in the mirror, that's not going to work. But I'm telling you this now, you got to understand, in order to start, you got to start. Imposter syndrome exists with all of us. It does. I'm here to confidently tell you, stop it. Stop. Stop pressing the button like, oh yeah, I'm going to start this Forex trading. Oh, I'm going to get into this travel training. Oh yeah, I'll do this when the kids are out of school or stop. That's the limiting beliefs in the imposter syndrome. And I just want to confidently say to you, nervous confidence is okay. Imperfect confidence is okay. It's great, actually. It's good. You got to love what you're offering. And you got to see it as a disservice if you don't share what it is you love. Going back a couple of examples. When we would walk around and I hear whispers about people paying too much on their phone bill, I barge in. When I hear people saying, "Oh, I'm not making enough money," I tell them about network marketing. Now, you don't want to be the fire hose, but you get to know them, and I walk away whether they say, "No, I'm good," or "Yeah, here's my number, I'll call you later." I just saw it more so as, at least I know I did my service. I did my part as the best I could. As you heard in the video in the beginning, I did the best I could to share what I believed in. And if you lack that belief, you just got to keep practicing, put in more in the hours, build that belief, because confidence only comes earned, right? You earn that confidence. You just wake up, be confident. That's just not how it works. You get better, you improve. You get better and you improve in your skills, in your trade, with your people skills, with your business. But you got to see it as, if you don't tell them about how they can make money, X and O, trading Forex, getting discount on the trips, the benefits of this wellness product, what you have to offer with the website building outside of this, and you have a personal touch to it. You got to see it as a disservice. You got to just believe in your heart and your mind that they're not going to get this. And then vice versa. If you don't want to hype it up, you don't want to lie to them, you don't want to oversell things that you can't provide, but you can provide yourself the skills and build upon it. That's why you look at the obstacle, you look at the pain point that people struggle with as in the industries we're looking at, and you see how you can overcome it. You become a solution, which leads me to this. What are your three ideal clients, prospect, customer pain points? What are your three ideal clients, prospect, customers' biggest desires? Let's cover this real quick. For example, travel industry. Maybe it's too expensive, right? Maybe they don't have the time. Maybe they need a babysitter. Right. What is the biggest pain point? Let's think about Forex. A lot of people don't have the support. They don't have someone they can call, talk to, or they're spammed by all these videos and all this get rich quick. You just put this, you just do these three indicators and you make this money. Let's go. What is with the wellness? Because there's so many out there, right? What are the biggest pain points? Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe it's, what are the biggest pain points for the industry trend or whatever you're looking at right now? What are your customer, client, prospects' biggest pain points? Network marketing specifically. How do I get customers and prospects when I'm in an NFL? No friends left. Talk to everybody. That's a big pain point. How do you overcome that? Then, what are your ideal clients, customers' biggest desires, right? They want more time with their family. They want to be able to quit that 9 to 5. What do they want to travel the world? Well, all those things I just said right there, they can do obviously with the travel trend, with network marketing, with the binary tree, with the compensation plan, with the double, triple dipping of the different trends and the way we compensated. So what are your ideals, customers? Write this down, depending on the trend or depending on what you want to do with your business. What are the three pain points and what are the three biggest desires? Now narrow your niche, right? What is it you're going to dive in a little bit? And I do want to say, just like college, just like a buffet, you taste the sushi, right? You take that class. It might not fit you. You can switch at any time. This is the love and blessing and choices, right? I love what By Design says. You guys see it all the time. Hashtag power of choice or power of choice. We're given the choice to choose. That's why we're so unique and such a blessing to have so many different things to work with. But you got to narrow it down, especially when you're trying to fulfill a need for someone across from you. Okay, I love this. This is great. This is gold right here. This is gold. This is called this is narrowing your niche down right here. This is your headliner, and this is what you're going to tell yourself. This is like your one line. I'm launching a meeting, a group, a workshop, a mastermind, a community, a PBR, a boom, whatever, a bomb, whatever you want to say, right? Write these lines, and this is my example. I'm launching a meeting or a group, right, for aspiring authors to sell more books by crushing direct response marketing. Let me do a By Design one. I'm launching a group to help families to travel by getting them 50% discount or half off on trips or going to a dream vacation, right? I'm helping aspiring traders to make more money by giving them education and techniques and support within this education. I'm helping aspiring gym members or gym trainers to increase their sales by offering them better wellness products. Something like that, right? Something like that. But I want you guys, or I'm helping, this is a good one. I'm launching a community to help families earn more money by helping them build a part-time business within a few hours of the week. That's network marketing, right? I think that is huge. That's your headliner. And that's the story you're going to tell some of these customers and prospects. Trust me. Now, get obsessed with improvement. We're going to wrap up here. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year. And I'm about to show you that. Like I said, there's a hero's journey, right? We skipped back earlier in this session, a hero's journey, your testimonial that I get to share with you. But I tell you right now, it's not all roses. You have seen the diagram where success is not just one straight road. It's like, oh, right? You've seen a big mountain of the rock where there's so much things that people don't see and people don't know that you go through. But they overestimate all the time what they can do a year, and they underestimate what they can get done in a decade, 5 to 10 years, really. I mean, and obviously I'm a testament to that. Find your unique ability, guys. Become more valuable and utilize your value. Exercise your resourcefulness, meaning that can be a value. Great example here. I wouldn't be the one you want to come to talk to me about online marketing or building of websites. I just haven't dived in. I haven't played full out in that area. But I know how to exercise my resourcefulness to a few ambassadors that have done great and have been working and being obsessed with their improvement, even if it's little or even if it's a lot. I know how to exercise that resourcefulness and provide them the best possible potential to get that person's need fulfilled. And by doing that, that's a value. You just change their whole spectrum. I mean, how many times have you referred a great restaurant or a great massage therapist or acupuncture or you name it, and the person's so grateful because you're exercising your resourcefulness to help that person out, add them value. Okay, guys, so here's my personal ending and touch to this, and it actually involves all of you and all of you guys to come. I know we've been working on a hashtag focus, and we want to get things done. I wanted to do a little bit twist and shine light. So this is a little embarrassing for me. I'm going to wrap up here. Talking about my superpowers and skills, we're going to talk about it here. When I talk about relentless commitment, I've been that way. So a lot of you don't know this story. Some of you do. I grew up in Maui, 5 beautiful children, my lovely other half, Nani, my better half. And whew, this is embarrassing. Okay, so this is me back when I was a little kid, just playing yo-yo. But it started at a young age. Yep, that's me right there. That little white shirt. Bam, that's me. That's me right there. Yep, that's me right there. It started at a young age, if you're wondering how I care. I got this, obviously, like anything, there's marbles, there's yo-yos. I got into yo-yo and actually did okay. I did okay enough to actually get competitions and notice in Las Vegas, get paid actually really, really well. I was 13, no offense to my mom. I love my mom with all my heart. She did all she could, but I had a phone before her. You could say young entrepreneur, rising yo-yo star that got to go to Florida with the Boys and Girls Club in their big event. And actually a couple singers came out of that, ended up being mega singers, and they're on like AGT and all that. Young little local boy from Maui, just loving what to do. And I was not the best yo-yo player on the island, but I was relentless and committed to get good at what I did. And what transpired, now that I'm older, looking back at that, we hosted yo-yo classes at the mall, in the Canary Mall. And it was the greatest feeling in the world to see younger kids and older kids just in general, families, walk away more equipped and more skilled. And I fell in love with that. And as I looked into this story, as we dig deeper, I wanted to help my mom. I wanted to be, financially free, being I lived in a car for a good portion. Saw a lot of domestic violence, saw a lot of drugs growing up. So big reason why my escape was, hanging out at the Boys and Girls Club and finding something to keep my mind off it. At that moment in time in my life was yo-yo. But it started there, that relentless pursuit of success and enjoyment of entertaining and educating others. And I was only 13. As you can tell, this was when SARS was around. If you look at that clipping, and the Lakers, oh yeah, LA all day. We're just at the top. We're just about to win the championship there. Actually, I think so. And then obviously some of you guys know my story. This is very embarrassing. I was a professional shirt folder. And when I mean I wore baggy clothes, I wore baggy clothes. You see the earrings, I wore chains. This is back when the headphones had them up. Like, come on, guys. This is hilarious. This is funny. But this is my origin story. This is my hero's journey. Now I get personal. I was tricked to see this industry slash marketing philosophy of network marketing. For months, I was offered to come, and I said, I will. Yeah, sure. I said yes every time. Nani's mom, um, my other half said, "Oh, you gotta come. You gotta see this." And I never did see a network marketing presentation before in my life. But I folded shirts, and I was the goofy one that liked to go out and party and have fun. But I worked here at Honolulu Surf. Just took me a very long time to find these pictures. Back then, phones didn't. I just didn't have phones. Okay, like this is rare. This is because Nani, when we just first started dating, she asked for a selfie picture, and this is all I got. Like I don't have any pictures of me, and I'm the only reason why I had that other one is because it's in the store in Lahaina, and the other one is obviously on a newspaper. Like I wasn't a photogenic person. I know, hard to believe, right? And then I transferred to Adidas, and this is a little bit of my job. Again, I didn't have no pictures of me at the store. But I did take a picture because I was a visual manager and I designed. Obviously, I didn't know how to design it that well because I don't look that stylish. But I designed mannequins and I folded shirts, and I can say I was introduced to this industry. And what really how it started was, really July 26th was the day I joined. Not the day I decided, but the day I joined this network marketing cult, creating unique lives together cult. And when I was introduced, I was blown away with, like many of you. I was like, oh my gosh, I can get paid on electricity. What you're telling me, I can work a few hours. Like as a young kid at 23, I was like, dude, this is sexy. This is very attractive. I got really, really excited. I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna be rich. And July 10th is when my first son was born. Um, so that was just like 16 days prior. And obviously, if you guys are parents, you understand, man, okay, I got to really turn the corner here. I can't go out and party, drink, have fun. I need to be serious. And the way they were talking, like many of you heard in the presentation, that you can have time, you can have freedom, you can have money, you can build this part time. We'll teach you. We got the system. Save yourself time, energy, money. And that was attractive to me, just like many of you. But I want to tell you that the reason why I'm sharing you this is, like many of you heard, fast success stories. This is not one of them. My first check, I cashed it. I tried. I looked for days for it. I couldn't find it for you guys. It was actually $3.22. I could find this one because I kept this one. I didn't cash this one. No warning. This is not enticement. You guys are not going to be blown away. Mind you, I joined in 2013. Okay, what does that date say right there? 2015 and 2016. So Marlon did this his own way, didn't follow the system, got customers, didn't really build a team for nearly 2 to 3 years. Now that's not his position because we double dip in my position. $14 and $13 is not cutting it, yo. Now I would love to sit here and say, hey, I had all this money and had all this success. This is the blunt truth. I didn't. And a lot of it had to do with I wasn't surrounded by the right people. I wasn't really indulged. I thought I could do it my own way. I said, yeah, I can get customers. And being 23-year-old, working at a shirt store, you don't have the right of power of proximity. You don't know the right businesses. You don't know the right strategies. One, I did not have the right friends and community to market to successful people because all I knew was who I knew, and it wasn't that great. I'm not making any fun. So if you're rewatching this and you know me, hey, that was a long time ago, but you know we weren't. This was my first presentation back in Lahaina in my garage. Now I actually was impressed because they said just bring as much people as you want. Being I was a pretty social butterfly, I threw a beer pong party. These were the actual people that were serious about business. But there was like 40 people behind me, ready playing beer pong, kind of tipsy already, young college kids, high school. They were really high school. And if you notice in that yo-yo picture, that gentleman with the green shirt was the guy next to me in the other club. So like these are lifelong, island friends. Hanabata days. Some of you guys have those. That's our mentor, Mr. Stuart Stan. And if you see the person in the back with the pink shirt, that's Miss Julie. And man, this is just so special for me because my baby boy, 16 days old, is in that pink window on the side, sitting on Nani's lap, hearing me get just nervous because that gentleman in the blue shirt right there, Mr. Stuart Stan, said, you can't pack the house. Yeah, people tell me all the time. I said, dude, I'm going to pack the house. They drove all the way from Kalui to Lahaina because I lived in Lahaina. And we had a lot of people there. And this is my first event. This is how I started, in a little garage with white chairs. I've never shown these pictures, by the way. I'm just letting you know. You guys are seeing this firsthand. Then I got promoted years later to first position. It was nice. You know, newly promoted executive team trainer. You guys saw my check, so I ain't impressing anybody. But that motivated me to get myself around people and take it to newer levels. That's why you guys are here. That's why you guys are listening. That's why you guys believe. So this is Mr. Danny Bay. Believe it or not, that's our fourth oldest, not his second from prior engagement, oldest Yudi. And look how small she looks in that. And then we got Mr. Mike on with an obviously lovely wine glass. That's Nani's mom right there who invited me to a presentation. Look at Marlon over there. I didn't even know how to tie a tie, yo. It looks like interest. And I think I cut my own hair that time. And we started going to the events and we started hanging around people. This is Mr. Byron Nelson, who is actually good friends with Mr. Les Brown, and he hangs around with Richard Branson. I got to pick his mind up in Arizona. This is Mr. Lee Ju Thomas, who knows a lot of things. If you guys have heard or extended with Danny Bay, he just started with another partner that you guys may know. His company's Next Horizon. They're global. They're in NFTs. They're in Metaverse. They just launched that. I got to be around him and experience. We exchanged words. I got to meet his wife, and I got to teach him some education in Hawaiian. So, and why am I showing this? Because I got to pick these brains of these really incredible people, and I started elevating myself and say, hey, my proximity can change, and I can learn from these really, really awesome people. This is Mr. Al Thomas. Loves kids. This is the gentleman that Mr. Tommy Lee and Danny Bay and Stuart talks about owning banks and flying jets. This gentleman, every time you see me, matter of fact, I've never spoken of this to anybody. There was a time we were in Vegas and I saw him at the Vegas airport and we just chopped it up. And it was crazy. He was like, hey, bro, I know you. You're on Stan Marlon. Dude, you're going to be TC next event, right? And you all know me. When I commit to something, I don't commit. I always used to say, yeah, I'll get, working on it. I'm working on it. I don't know what it desired me to say, I'm going to get it done, sir. And I knew if I saw him at the next event, I had to get it done. This dude owns banks. Like, he's super successful. Disclaimer, I'm not 100% true right on this, but if I'm not mistaken, he's the reason why Donald Trump was involved in it. Now, I know everybody might not be for Donald Trump, but when you know people like that, bang, big name. And next thing you know, we did get promoted to this. And I don't care about the position and all the promotion, but just to give you guys because you guys may have never seen this. Me and Nani, that's my youngest baby boy on stage in Cleveland, holding him, getting promoted to the first position that we would figure is successful in our prior engagement. There was thousands of people, yo. I was nervous, and we got to walk the stage, and a lot of you may have witnessed that. Now, why am I bringing this up? Commitment. Whenever I set my mind to it, again, I'm showing you my superpower. I'm walking you through my hero's journey. Obviously, through engagements, we got recognized, but this is what's the main part, is because we have to learn from that, but most importantly, is because of the relationships and the people that we got to help build, and the better people, and the more equipped people, and the people that gave faith in us to help them, work with them, and allow us to learn from them. And when I mean that, I mean the team. Is all of you, 100%. So yeah, through By Design, through GPS, through ACN, through other ventures, through the little kid that was homeless, trying to just get away from all the violence and the craziness that a Boys and Girls Club to make something of itself, to now, being very at peace, helping people and what we do, having that time freedom. Now, I'm not financially where I want to be. I'm just never content. I always want to grow and improve. But this is the special part I get to say. None of that's possible without these people, and without, like I said, what I feel like is my superpower, what I enjoy the most is the ROI and the people we get to change, empower, and impact. So without all of that little recognition and all that story, it boils down to a why and people, really people. That's why we do this. And this is what I got to share with you all. This is why it's possible.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. So I'll take it on. I'll make mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now. I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching.
Now, I want to say that this portion right there, that last one, that's what I really enjoy. And I know that you guys all have the opportunity and have had the opportunity to see other people succeed. And that's why we stay up late. That's why we get up early. That's why we do it hurt. That's why we do over and beyond things. If you've ever been a parent, if some of you care for your parents, some of you have siblings, some of you have Hanai children, some of you have, Hanai aunties and uncles and just extended family, which really is just family, that you do anything and everything for. And the success is only success, and the value is only value when you get to take that to a newer level. Just to put in perspective, like going back to Jim Rohn, can someone make the same thing in the marketplace? Yeah, but it's also perspective. Like 1,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, I don't know exact time frame, aluminum was the most expensive, most highly, wanted precious metal, because it was just so hard to process. Gold and silver was kind of for like the cheaper people because it wasn't as, and then it shifted. It was like, no, gold and silver is that. Same with oil. It used to be on their pads of camels, and now it's so valuable. So why do I bring that up is you have to constantly remind yourself, you've been successful. You possess something that you can provide people. And when you blend that in and you find a passion in it, it keeps you up and it keeps your gears turning in you. You find a love for it. There's a need, there's a person, there's a market, there's somebody out there that you can provide it for. How do I know? I've done it for 9+ years and made, without a doubt, I made money. People have made money. And I can tell you this, the most successful time in my career is when people were making the most money. But the longevity, the intangibles, the unmeasurables that carries on is the relationship and the people that you get to build for a lifetime. And then the knowledge and the legacy that you get to carry through those people for generations to come. Yes, finances is important. That's an easy thing to measure. And that will come when you fulfill that value and that need. But I think it's so special that we get to, and cherish this, cherish this, everyone, the relationships and the people that we get to build through the success through them. And you guys will get to comply and multiply and compound and compound. The more successes and the more successes. You might start small. You might start with one person. You might start with one skill. You might start with 1 hour, but that can just grow and grow and grow. And I can tell you through all those pictures and all those moments you see, I have well cherished and well bonded relationships still to this day, that if I call those people or certain people, they'll still pick up their phone. And it's because of this, this beautiful business that we get to do, and this philosophy that has really turned into a lifestyle for me. And it's really meant a lot. And when I talk about the why, I got a chance to be transparent and very open with all of you today. I haven't gotten a chance to do that before. Nani was really laughing at me when I was pulling out some of these pictures. You're going to show that? I'm going to show that. And it's part of being authentic, and it's part of touching people's heart. Now, I know you're like, man, Marlon just bored us with his hero journey start. The reason why I said that is now we're going to help you, and in a few coming weeks, help you develop and really design, no pun intended, your hero's journey, your testimonial and story, and piece it together, because you do have one. I'm going to help you create that. And it's very impactful. Why? Because you're the only one with your story. So with that being said, you're all champions. Thank you very much. And that's the end of the episode 7 of Dzyne A Daimond.